You know, Bill, you're really lucky I'm not offended. I mean, God. First you cancel my show for like 2 years, and then you don't trust me with your own show's intro? We used to be tight, man. What the hell happened? Gee, shut up into the intro. We're rolling. Oh, right. This is a brief disclaimer. The following video you are about to watch is not the trailer for the upcoming Godzilla movie. It is just Zazubaar's opinion on it. Sorry, he doesn't have the actual trailer. No one does. It's copyrighted and shit, so can't see it anymore on YouTube. But he got to see it, so he's going to give you his thoughts on it. If that's good enough for you, great. If not, well, at least there's pot, so there's that. Anyway, so enjoy the video. How was that? Oh, you're so lucky you're the only Godzilla I have. Fuck you. You know what's weird? I never knew Godzilla had like an arm sticking underneath his legs. Anyway, hello everyone, I am Zazubaar, and I'm finally doing another one of these videos really close to the last one. This hasn't happened in like almost 2 years, so great. That's actually a really good sign. That means the movie is coming up and it's getting nearer to its final terrifying release. Anyways, as you can probably guess, yes, I am finally going to make a video giving my thoughts on the leaked trailer for Godzilla 2014. But you might say, Zazubaar, you already did that! True, I did. However, and strangely enough, this hasn't been as widely posted as it was the first time, another trailer got leaked for Godzilla 2014 about 4 days after the big one got released, the one that everyone fucking talked about. But oddly enough, the one that got released afterwards, the one that got less press, should have been considered a lot more important because it's got fucking footage from the actual movie in it. Because as a lot of people kinda know, but they're not really making it clear, that trailer was a concept trailer. That's not actual footage from the movie. It's footage that's going, that's kind of showing what they're going for. That's not going to be in the movie. Not that this trailer helps in that, because it uses footage from that, and again, that's not footage that's going to be in the movie, at least as far as we know. And I'm guessing not, because it's very kind of out of context, concept art kind of stuff. It's probably going to be similar to stuff we'll see in the movie, but considering that footage was produced almost a year before they began principal photography, I'm guessing that it's not going to be in the movie. So, just my thoughts. Anyway, so yes indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry this video took a while to get made. I blame myself for that because I wanted to wait to see if Adam wanted to do another World War G about the 2 leaked trailers. And we at the Sons of Sarazawa were kind of bouncing all over the place on whether or not we wanted to do a video about it because A, neither of these trailers are official, but B, the second one, and I'll get to this in a minute, is in really shitty quality. I mean, oh my god, I mean, I have seen bootleg movies shot better than this shit. It is really bad quality. I mean, there are a good 15 to 20 seconds, which in trailer talk, that's a lot of time, where you can't tell anything that's going on. It is just a black blob of unintelligible mess. So we were kind of bouncing back and forth on whether or not to do World War G4 around these 2 unofficial trailers. And we kind of came to the determination, English language, what's that? The determination that because A, they're unofficial, and B, the second one is in really poor quality, it wasn't worth to get all 5 Sons of Sarazawa together, not do a podcast that weekend, which ended up kind of happening anyway because we lost 2 members, but still, we put something out. And it wasn't just worth the effort because of the shitty quality, and Adam and we all kind of agreed that we're gonna wait until the official trailer to do World War G4. So, I wanted to wait to see if that was what was going on, because Adam wants everyone to wait to do independent videos on it until after World War G, just to kind of build up some hype for World War G, which I totally get. So I'm gonna do that from now on when major news comes out that you know, we want to wait to get it all out at once. Makes sense. So since we're not doing a World War G, I'm gonna do my own video about it now. Now, one thing you're probably noticing with this video so far is I don't sound super excited. And the reason for that is that, and that's unusual, because the last video, the one where we saw the leaked trailer that's not even footage from the movie, I was freaking out. And I think the reason for that is, and it sounds so ridiculous, but the quality really killed my thoughts on this trailer. It's just such bad quality. I mean, again, the fact that we saw it was cool and enough, but again, the quality was so bad. I honestly kind of would have preferred if I hadn't seen it and waited for the official trailer supposedly coming out in November. Because, again, it's so bad quality that it kind of taints your image of some of the shots. So I kind of feel bad to even give my thoughts on this trailer when I saw it in such poor quality. That was the immediate thing. That was the thing that really stuck out to me. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, which there are going to be a lot of you, because it got taken down quick, what this was where the last trailer was the trailer they showed at the 2012 Comic-Con. This trailer was the one they showed at this year's Comic-Con, the one that everyone raved about when it was described in press releases and at the 2013 Comic-Con, which I did a video on. So if you want to go back and hear my initial thoughts on it, you can go back. And I expressed my excitement there, so that's another reason why I'm not like, oh, in this video. But it's just the quality that killed it for me. I mean, it's so bad. And again, it's cool that we saw it, but essentially what it is it's this guy who apparently got the trailer somehow. Theories are floating around that he works for Legendary in some capacity, because there are tattoos all over the trailer of, like, watermarks, rather, of Warner Brothers logos, Nemo Productions, which is the code name for the company working on Godzilla, because they want to keep it really, really secret. Like when they shot up in Vancouver for some of the shots, or some of the scenes, rather, they went under the code name of Nautilus, which is the name of Captain Nemo's ship in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Thus, the production company making Nautilus would be Nemo Productions. I thought that was kind of clever. How that stuck out to me, I don't know. I'm fucking weird. Anyway, so that's the first thing I noticed, was there were tattoos all over it, and everyone is kind of theorizing that this is like an incomplete, like a trailer someone at Legendary was working on that they maybe accidentally leaked or purposely leaked. We don't know. And for some reason, the person who recorded it wasn't able to rip it from their hard drive and turn it into some kind of a file format that could be downloaded. No, they felt the need to record it with their phone. Never a good idea. Now, first things first, when you're taking video with a phone, you are asking for trouble if you record it vertically, because the fucking perspective is going to be all over the place. What you're looking at's definitely going to get cut off, and its scale is going to be warped, which we see a bunch of in this trailer. Because he's shooting a computer screen on a horizontal video screen, shooting it with a vertical cell phone. And it looks awful. So it looks really bad. It's not bad for the first, like, I'm going to say 20 to 30 seconds of the trailer. Once you get to the point where the trailer starts to go dark, then it's unintelligible. Nothing makes sense. And then it's kind of bad for the rest of the trailer. I did a lot of freeze framing to try and tell what was going on in the latter half of the trailer. Now, I'm ranting a lot about the quality. I apologize for that, but that was the major thing that stuck out to me with this, because it was such poor quality. It was difficult for me to focus on what I really liked about it. But I will look it over for your sakes, my sakes, and the sake of my anticipation for the film, because this is easily my most highly anticipated movie of 2014. Sorry, Captain America 2, it's fucking Godzilla. You'll get your turn. But I will overlook it for the sake of this video. So, what did I think of the first legit teaser trailer, for Godzilla 2014? Almost the exact same way as I felt about the last one. Spot on, fucking perfect. Here's the major things that stuck out to me about what worked about this trailer. Number one, the pacing. Very clearly, Gareth Edwards wants to take Godzilla back to his horrific roots. The first trailer was all about destruction and devastation, and about the horrors of Godzilla's nuclear origins that was very clearly present with Oppenheimer's speech, which was not present this time, but whatever. This trailer, though, while destruction was present, there wasn't as much of a focus on the destruction. In fact, there was very little, if I might say. It was a lot more focused on the human angle. It was a lot of human action in this trailer, which is a good thing, because that's where the story is. The humans are there to react to the monsters, so we have a point of relation. So I thought it was really good and a good sign that they were focusing so heavily on the humans. More importantly, the humans' reaction to the situation. That's what this trailer was all about. Now here's the big thing I got from this little teaser trailer. Fucking dread. This trailer's tone is soaking with dread and negative anticipation. Now, not for the film. That's positive. I'm talking about for the story. For the character's relation to the story. Because how the trailer opens is fucking brilliant. So, well, you open on a military commander. I believe he's a master sergeant based on the IMDb page, but I don't know. Maybe he's a general. I don't know. I'm not really a big military guy. So some commander in the military is giving a speech to his forces, who based on what we know about the movie, considering it's Godzilla, he's about to send these fuckers in to go deal with Godzilla. And he's talking about how, I know a lot of you don't have hands-on experience, meaning these are fucking recruits. Meaning that you've come to a point of desperation where you need to take these brand new, young, very young recruits. And when we know young, just based on the faces that we see in the helmets, and based on the main actor who we see quite a bit in this trailer, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Young guy. So, and again, based on that line, we've got new recruits. That's immediately going to set in your audience a feeling of dread. Because while your audience is not all military personnel, as a young person, they have felt some kind of dread going into something they'd never experienced before. As a vague comparison, that works really well for the tone. Once you get into specifics, knowing what the trailer is, you start to get scared. Because the looks on these guys' faces, the way it's shot, is like they are all about to die. And they may not know it consciously, but subconsciously, they all have this look on them. And just the way the film is shot, it gets this very emotion of just despair and the thought of death. So the trailer opens thus with all of these young recruits diving out of this military craft with parachutes, presumably, unless this is a suicide jump, which, based on what I just said, might be possible if they knew they were about to fight Godzilla. Anyway, so they go down there, and what really amplifies the scenery, again, such a visually striking trailer, very well shot, it's just well done, just on a filmmaking level. The colors are what really sells it. So you've got this very gray cast of colors. And any smart cinematographer, or any smart director, any smart production designer will always be like, you want to give something in there to stand out. And to give it some, make something pop in the scenery so the audience doesn't just look at it as a flat, boring screen. And that's exactly what this does. what pops out are the flare or smoke. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm going to call them flares. They're not really flares. They're more of a... I'll tell you what they are because I don't know the name for them. In the military, when you want to paint up an area to be given for an airstrike, you pop a smoke thing, you throw it, and that's where they're going to lay down the airstrike. And that's what they do in this trailer. They pop open these things, so there's a lot of smoke, red smoke, erupting from... So maybe they are flares then, because what they're using them for, presumably, is they're popping them open and then diving into this very completely overcast, cloudy area. Clearly they're diving down into a city where, again, as we would probably guess, Godzilla is. And they dive through these clouds, which are totally thick. You can't see through them at all. So they're using the flares, presumably, to see where they're going. So it's like, oh shit, there's a building. You don't want that to happen. So, just from a filmmaking standpoint, awesome, awesome scenery. What also really sticks out about this is that the despair also comes in with this shot lasts for the first half of the trailer. It's one continuous shot of these guys going down into this currently being destroyed city, as we learn later. And they're just skydiving down through these clouds. They keep cutting away to the different soldiers, mainly Aaron Taylor Johnson's faces, who just look freaked out, which I would as well if I was jumping to my death. And there's just this great series of shots. Again, dread is the main force behind this trailer. Constant dread, constant fear of what awaits you at the bottom. And what we learn when we get to the final half of this little half of the trailer with this continuous stream of shots, with this setup rather, is we learn that those weren't clouds. Well, they were clouds, but not the kind of cloud you're thinking of. We learn that the city is covered in clouds of black smoke. That what they were flying through was just the smoke kicked up by the city being destroyed. And several times when you see them going down, you see sparks of fire come up through the clouds. So you see that it's being destroyed and that there's action going on down there. Great, great fucking imagery. Great place to take Godzilla. Great way to introduce him into this trailer. Great way, again, a great way for dread. You're going down into doom. Into this hellish place of destruction. And it's just so, so well done. It's epic, it's foreboding, and again, that's what the original Gojira was all about. So again, taking it back to those original roots. Just a very impressive way to open up the trailer. And this part is fairly good quality. So again, awesome. So fucking good. Now, another thing that really impressed me was how slow it was. And another thing I wanted to mention was the music is the same as it was for the previous trailer, the stuff from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's all the same. And it works here as well because, again, foreboding. So you have these guys flying down, presumably to their deaths, and you've got this very creepy, foreboding music playing behind them that's very soft, again, yet intense, as I said last time. And it's just very slow. And again, they're doing Godzilla as kind of a horror piece this time, as a horrific kind of being. So it's very fitting that it's got a horror pace. Very slow, building up to something. Very, very crucial to the tone. Again, nice and easy. When you're building up to a character like Godzilla being revealed, you want to take it nice and easy to build up the suspense to just the right place before you show them the big money shot. And that's what the previous trailer did so well, was the build-up. This trailer doesn't do it as well, but that opening does it really well. But you don't see Godzilla. That's the thing. You don't see Godzilla. But what makes it even more cooler, grammar, who the fuck cares? What makes it even cooler is that you don't see Godzilla. But again, you know what the movie is, so you can put it together in your imagination. That makes it all the more effective as both a Godzilla fan and also as a film fan, a moviegoer waiting to see this movie, because you're like, oh my god, what the fuck's gonna happen? Oh my god! So again, it's a great suspenseful opening. The rest of the trailer, all right. So there's that like 20 seconds of blackness, that's unintelligible, and the only reason I'm saying it's dark is because that's when they're going through the darkest part of the cloud, and something is going on there that you can't see at all. So we'll have to wait to see if this is the trailer that they release officially to see what's going on in there, or we'll wait to see the movie, obviously. So then the trailer cuts to a bunch of your more typical trailer kinds of things, of scatter shots, cutaways to different scenes from the movie. Your typical trailer stuff. Now, what works nicely about this one for Godzilla is that there's no dialogue. So you've got that music building, and you've got these nice cinematic pops, like... So again, excuse me, very suspenseful. And again, suspense is the key word here. There's no dialogue, almost a lot... Okay, like 75% of the shots are all reaction shots, either by the human cast or by the overall environment, either blowing up or getting destroyed, or... They show cutaways to the previous trailer with the trains and, like, the dead bodies and the wrecked buildings and shit. So that was cool as well. What's also really cool is that we get to see almost all the major players in this trailer, and we get to see a lot of cool stuff. We get to see hazmat suits on Bryan Cranston, which, as a guy who just got into Breaking Bad, that's cool. And as a guy who just got into Breaking Bad, the fact that he's in this movie has got me even more pumped for it. You've got Aaron Taylor Johnson in his military gear doing a lot of running and doing a lot of reacting. He looks freaked out, as he should. I didn't see Ken Watanabe, but again, quality is so bad and it goes by so quick, it's very hard to tell who's who. I mean, Bryan Cranston, because of the hair, because he's got a very recognizable face. Again, Aaron Taylor Johnson, same way, also the military gear. Elizabeth Olsen, fairly easy to pick out because woman, also she's in nurse's gear. And then you've got scattered crowd reactions. We get glimpses of the famous airport scene that was talked about at Comic-Con with all those press releases. We get glimpses of it, but it seemed to be incomplete. This is where we get into the problems. This trailer is very, very fishy. And I talked with a lot of people on Facebook about this when it first came out. It's very, very fishy because it cuts down a lot of what you heard about the trailer from Comic-Con. Now, seeing is believing, so maybe those reports weren't accurate, but it feels fishy just from an objective trailer viewing perspective as well, because it feels like they're almost cutting bits of new footage out and putting old footage in. They'll show images of this other monster that's not Godzilla, that's drastically smaller, tearing through this airport, but then they'll cut away to footage from the old trailer with just those pans of the destroyed city. It's a little awkward, because A, the film tone's a little different, and it's almost kind of like they're cutting away to hide something else. So it's a little bit weird and a little bit kind of like bothersome, because you want to see the new footage. Now, maybe this is just because we saw something we shouldn't have seen with that previous trailer, and maybe if I had watched this not having seen that, it would have blended in perfectly, but just from my own perspective, it was a little bit awkward with those kind of jutting out from the rest of the trailer. Again, the airport was... not a lot of that was shown. We got a brief glimpse of the new monster. I still have no idea what it looks like. I'm basing it on what people have been saying about it. Kind of looking like a mix between the Cloverfield monster and like a bug. But we only see a brief glimpse of a foot that crushes an airport terminal. But again, it's definitely not Godzilla because it's not the right color, and it's also really, really small. So it's definitely not Godzilla. Maybe it's a baby version of the creature that we saw in the first trailer. But what was described was so much cooler than what we get to see, and I think what we're looking at here, guys, is a teaser trailer for a teaser trailer. I think what was shown at Comic-Con was the teaser trailer. Or is... Okay, so this is a better thing. The teaser trailer for the teaser trailer for the teaser trailer. Mind equals blown. Because it feels like what you would do if you were producing a pitch film. A pitch film is like when you take... a pitch presentation, I suppose, is a little bit more of a technical term. You know, when you're producing something that you just want to show to get the general idea across. So, if I were producing the Godzilla trailer and I had to show it to Legendary to be like, this is where we're going, just fill in the gaps with what we have to shoot still or what we have to still produce, I would do this. You would put footage from stuff you have already to fill in the gaps. And that's what it kind of feels like. They're filling in the gaps of stuff they don't have yet. So I have a theory that this is not the finished trailer. And it was kind of an early version. Also based on how little we see of the company logos actually on the screen. And it just kind of feels incomplete. There's no new footage of Godzilla. Everything of Godzilla is from the first trailer. The build-up is cool because you get to see reaction shots of all the different characters reacting to something, and they use the footage from the first trailer to show that it's Godzilla. But again, it's not new footage. It's what we saw later. It's what we saw before. Soda. So again, it kind of feels like they're filling in the gaps for footage they don't have. But so that was really those were the big two things that bothered me. It felt incomplete, which again, this is an unofficial release, so it's very hard to criticize because again, unofficial, we really weren't supposed to see this, so it's kind of stupid to judge Legendary by what could be considered their mistakes. For something we haven't seen yet. So it felt kind of incomplete in that way, and again, the quality really killed my thoughts on this because it was so poorly shot. Again, not Legendary's fault, because again, we weren't supposed to see this. So I hope you guys can kind of see, this is a very hard thing to talk about objectively and properly, because again, unofficial, supposedly incomplete, and really shitty quality, so it's very hard to talk about properly. So I apologize this video was so long. It didn't really have to be. I just kind of rambled about that first part because that was the big thing that stuck out to me. And I hope to do a much more kind of absolute anticipation kind of video on the trailer when the official one comes out. But that will probably be a little later because we're going to wait to do SOS. Not SOS. Wait to do World War G, and then I'll do my video. So, kind of build up for my thoughts. Excitement. Anyways, that's all I have to say. This was kind of a mixed bag of a video in terms of thoughts, because I talked about a lot of problems, and I talked about a lot of good things. So basically, my final synopsis will be, I liked it, I want to see it in better quality, and I want to see it officially. Again, I'm getting very sick of judging Legendary by what's not official. I want to see some concrete images of what this thing's going to look like. And again, in a shitty quality and unofficial release, it's very hard to tell. So, what's the ultimate end game of this 30-minute video? I'm going to wait and see. I'm withholding judgment. Which is weird because 30 minutes of rambling. So, I apologize. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, well, you didn't have to watch it, so not really my problem. But anyway, that's gonna about do it. So, in conclusion, I withhold judgment for any part of this trailer until Legendary releases the official one, and also judgment on the film, because again, I want to see the official stuff. I want to see what Legendary's cooking up for us, and guessing, assuming, based on all these different unofficial things, is really annoying for a fan. So, I can't wait to see the trailer, and I absolutely can't wait to see the movie. Anyway, that's gonna about do it. A couple plugs. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Bill_Worcester for more updates on Zazubaar Film Productions and more quick reactions to Legendary Pictures Godzilla news as it happens. Be sure to check out the Toho Nation Facebook page. You can join that. Meet up with a bunch of cool Godzilla fans. That's where on Facebook, the Sons of Serizawa post all their updates and videos and thoughts and shit. It's a great page to meet other Godzilla fans online and just kind of chit-chat. Also, in that same vein, be sure to check out the Sons of Serizawa podcast every 2 weeks with a brand new 2-hour conversation of insanity. Episode 6 went up yesterday. It was called The Magic of Asshole Rats, because they're very magical. And we had a shortened cast this week, but it was still a good episode in my eyes. I enjoyed listening to it afterwards, so I think that's always a good sign. Also, be sure to check out Geeky Gentleman every week on Sid Part 2's channel. That's the other major podcast I'm involved in. This week we did a video about hype, very appropriate because this video is all about hype as well, so figured that'd be a fitting advertisement. So go check that out on Sid Part 2's channel, or look up Geeky Gentleman Hype and be sure to check out that show. It's another thing I'm very proud of being a part of, so go check that out. What else? I think that's gonna do it for plugs. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until the next bit of Legendary Pictures Godzilla news comes out, sayonara.